Hey, what is up, guys? This is Martin. Uh, it's been a while that I have done, or actually, I never done any kind of video that I'm going to do today. As you can see, first of all, as you can see, there's the FF7 Rebirth release date announcement. I have the FF7 that was shown, the trailer that was shown on the Summer Game Fest, and I have an article about the FF7 Rebirth launch and the pre-orders and stuff. I usually don't do this type of videos because my English obviously is not that great, and I do speak Spanish and French as well. So, but I still decide to do the video in English because mostly people that do watch YouTube or whatever, they are English speakers or English listeners, right? And English is the easiest language to learn, to be honest. But yeah, the only problem that I do have with English language is that I do mix many words from Spanish and French, and also since I do live in Canada, and in some place that French is common, well, I do mix some words French with Haitian Creole, and I do add some Creole in the um I do add the Haitian Creole in the French language. So sometimes that I do that on in English, in the English language as well. So yeah. Again, usually I don't do this type of videos once again because of my English, and I kind of nervous and all, and yeah. But since it is FF7, I'm a fan of FF7. I do love it, and I played the original when I was young, and obviously I never owned a PlayStation One at first. It was the PlayStation One was owned by my brother. He was the one who bought the PlayStation One when it was released, and obviously when FF7 came out on the PS1, he bought it, he played it, he finished it, and when you're the younger brother, usually they do say that they pretend to connect a controller on the console, and then they give you the control that is not connected, and then you're thinking that you're playing, right? So basically, that what happened with me, and when the times that he let me play the PS1, and I started to play FF7. Even I didn't understand English at all at that time, um, I played the FF7 on the PS1, and I usually arrived at the Golden Saucer by my own, even if I didn't understand English at all. But sometimes I was getting help of by my brother. He was helping me, continuing the story because he knew where to go. He was explaining me where to go and so on. Obviously, later on when I learned English and such, when I was pretty much a little bit older, at the age of 12, 13 or so, I started playing this game on my own. And since I had a PS2 at the time, I was able to get a PS2. And on the PS2, you were able to play backwards games such as the PS1. I was playing PS1, PS1 games on my PS2. And that's when I learned English and everything. I understood English more than when I was a kid, and I finished the game on my own. So I do remember many things about the original game because as well I played the original um before part 1 came out. So a month prior the release of FF7 remake part 1, I played it, I finished it obviously with everything, and I got the platinum trophy. And yeah, I do remember many things about it. So even if I played it like 3 years ago or whatever, whenever the part 1 came out, I played the original and I still remember many things, and I still remember how to finish the game, obviously. Um, so yeah, right now I'm gonna let the trailer play. We're gonna talk scene by scene, what we saw, and I'm gonna be talking about as well with the scenes from the original. Obviously, FF7 has changed. It's not the same. It has elements of the original, but it is different at the same time. So I'm gonna let the trailer play. And then we're gonna talk about every single scene that we see in this trailer. All right, sounds good. Starting right now.
The world's ending. At least, that's what everyone's saying.
This sky, I don't like it.
Ready to fire, sir.
Welcome to the New World Order. Fire!
Just close your eyes and listen. Tell me you can't hear that. Her rallying cry.
Planet runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies.
We can overcome our fate.
Am I the same as these monsters? Am I even human?
Okay, we're looking for Sephiroth. Think you can find him?
Oh, Sephiroth, you say?
So you heeded the call too, did you?
What are you talking about?
As you can see, your brothers down there are having a little get-together.
They're our best chance of finding Sephiroth.
Yeah. I ask because I suspect they're soldiers suffering from cellular degradation.
Do not be deceived. You know the truth. Trust in me.
Sephiroth! Come on!
On me.
Look!
Excuse me. Could you look after my friend? Just for a bit.
A weapon?
Tutelary creatures, set only to appear when the planet is in grave danger.
Who dares disturb my slumber? It's upon us. The reunion. When worlds merge. I'm waiting, Cloud.
And bam, that's the trailer for the Rebirth release date announcement. So I wasn't really reacting because I already saw the trailer when it was announced in the state of play, right? So that's why I kind of wasn't really paying attention. But when I saw the date announcement on the state of play, like a couple days ago, I was excited. But even if so, I wasn't like excited like many people were. I mean, I'm happy. The thing is, for some reason, I don't really show my excitement. I know inside, like in my mind, I'm like, hooray, happy, oh shoot, or many things like that. But like as in a person, I'm like, oh, okay, nice. I'm not like, oh damn, Vincent or whatsoever. Even if I was actually happy when I saw Vincent, because Vincent is one of the characters that I usually bring into the party in the original game. So yeah, I do have to say some things first. First of all, like I said, this is gonna be a new type of video for me. Usually I don't do this type of videos, those type of breakdown of a trailer. Usually I let the other content creators do the things on their own because they're better than me. So I do recommend to go see Maximilian and any other content creator that are better than me on doing the breakdowns of the trailer, right? Or the scenes or whatsoever. Because I may have forgotten, even if I played the game, the OG, before the part 1 was released, I may have still forget many things about the original. And yeah, also, I went to see reactions about the trailer announcement of the date announcement, and I saw something interesting. I may be pulling this out of my ass, and I may be it's a stretch of what I'm gonna be saying about a certain character. But yeah, I'm still gonna talk about it. So first of all, on the date announcement trailer, we see Midgard
World
destroyed.
ending.
Right? It is destroyed. Everything is after the plateau was dropped. Midgard is destroyed. Boom. Okay. And after that it happened, well, our characters from the part 1 were in their way to come. They left Midgard. Now, so this is how the trailer starts with Midgard destroyed, and now on the next scene we see Zack with Cloud and an interesting character, Emira. So I know in this scene it's kind of a bit like different because Zack in the original, and even from Crisis Core, if you play Crisis Core on PSP, or if you play the remake, the reunion version, you know that sadly Zack dies when he's trying to escape the Shinra soldiers. As soon as they reach their outside, we see the at the end of FF7 remake part 1, you see like Zack doing the final stand against the Shinra soldiers, but sadly he's supposed to die being shut down, getting shut down by the Shinra soldiers. But on the end of FF7 part 1, he's still alive because all the type of Dementors, Phantom, whatever they are, they kind of they switch everything about the timeline, and everything is completely different. But there was an interesting thing that was going on. It's at the end of that there was like a panel. Hold on, F7 ending. There was like a pamphlet or like a piece of paper showing FF7 part 1. They were showing a different type of dog. Because in the during your playthrough of FF7, you were seeing like a pamphlet, like a something on the wall with a dog, but the dog on the FF7 remake ending, it's completely different. So it is basically saying this is like a different timeline, and it's not the same Zack that we used to know. Well, it is, but it's not, right? So it is a Zack that is still alive in a different timeline. That's what people have been saying. We don't exactly know if that's the case. Basically, this is the what happens. He's alive, but the pamphlet that I'm saying is hold on. Oh, it doesn't show it on this trailer. Does it? No. Okay. But at some point when you see Zack, hold on. Zack live, let's say. Okay, so you see all the kind of phantoms or whatever they're surrounding Midgard, changing the timeline, and okay, Zack is there. You're like, oh, that's cool. He's alive. A lot of people were happy, including myself. But at one point, this little pamphlet paper, whatever it is, shows a different timeline, because in the timeline that we're playing, it's a different type of dog that we see. But I do have another theory, is that possibly now with the timeline changing and everything, all the two timelines emerge together. So basically, at one point, we're probably gonna be seeing Zack with reuniting with Aerith and Cloud from the timeline that we're playing. So yeah. Anyways, and Amira for some reason is there, and basically, I think this is the moment when she's looking for Marlene, or probably looking for Aerith, because she's not seeing Aerith. And usually, in the timeline that we're playing with, the characters of FF7 Remake Part 1, Barrett asks Aerith to protect Marlene, and Aerith tells Amira to go find the little girl, Marlene, obviously. So probably in this scene, the reason why she's there is either because she's looking for Marlene, or she's either looking for Aerith. Now, this is actually during everything is being destroyed, right? But there's another thing on the trailer that they show first in the Summer Game Fest, is this. After Midgar is destroyed, we see Barrett, Red, Aerith, and Tifa, I think. Yeah. Tifa and Aerith in this type of beds, in the hospital beds-ish, and they're being dragged by the Shinra soldiers. But there's no Cloud around. Basically, on this timeline, everyone is doing the thing that they're doing with Avalanche and stuff, but without Cloud, because Cloud is not present, is not the soldier that he's supposed to be pretending to be. Because technically, as soon as Zack dies, he gains all the memories of Zack without Zack being existent in the world. He's pretending to be like Zack, but as Cloud. Because of the micro poisoning and stuff. So, and Zack's death, he got PTSD, and then yeah. So pretty much in this trailer, we see this everything that is going on. This is during this area. That's why at the end of the integrated, the DLC, he after I know I'm gonna talk about that later. So hold on, I'm gonna pretend I didn't say anything. So that's what's going on with this scene. Now with the next scene, obviously, well, it's the same. Zack is back in Midgar after it was destroyed. Now this is Junon. Obviously, Junon, there's many things that you do inside of Junon. I'm gonna continue. So during Junon, you do the parade. You have to infiltrate the ship, because you're on your way to figure out what is going on with Sephiroth. And I think Red 13 mentions that you have to go to Cosmo Canyon, I think, or basically you're on your way to Nibelheim, because everything happens in Nibelheim. So that's the reason why you want to infiltrate the ship of the Shinra ship, and you have to go inside Junon, and that's where it is. The ship is in Junon. So basically, Rufus is there with during the parade. As you can see, the parade is there. Junon. Rufus is there though, so that's one of the reasons why Cloud is in the Shinra costume, because he's infiltrating to go inside the ship. And that actually happens in the original game. It happens as well in the original game, and there's like a type of mini game that you have to do to impress Rufus, and I think the guy in green, I don't remember his name, but he's in part 1, and he's part of Shinra as well. But if you impress them, they're gonna give you a better item when you do a certain type of thing you have to do. Basically, when you infiltrate and put your soldier outfit, you're gonna have to go into parade, go on, and then go back to the locker room. And inside the locker room, the captain of the troop that you're with, they're saying that you have to kind of like do like a pose, and basically you show them the battle pose at the end of every single fight in FF7, the original. and he does like Cloud does like the spinning buster sword, put it on his back, and he's like this or whatsoever. So basically, that's what you show them. Now, obviously, in this scene, it's gonna be on the open world. Where exactly is it? I don't know. I think this is where one of the reactor is destroyed, and during this reactor, it is close to Gongaga. That's one of the places that is close to Cosmo Canyon and Gongaga. So Gongaga, if you don't know where it is, it's basically where Zack was born and he lived. It's his village, right? And this is the reactor that is close. I think during this reactor, you actually find a materia. I think it's Kujata or is it Titan? It's one of the two. But this is during the open world, and this is the reactor that is destroyed. Well, that reactor is destroyed since the beginning of the game. You don't, in the FF7 OG, you don't really see it why it is destroyed, but it is destroyed. Now, this is during Junon, I think. As you can see, in this area, hold on, no, Junon. You're going to be around this area, like right here, right here, and that area, there's like you want to go inside this place because there's an elevator that takes you to Junon Cannon or on top of Junon, right? And but there's a Shinra soldiers, and since you're wanted, you don't want to get seen by the Shinra soldier, right? So that's why you have to progress, and then you talk with a couple NPCs and something happens. I'm going to explain that later. So this, as we can see, is Cosmo Canyon. So you're on your way to Cosmo Canyon. There's many things that you have to do in Cosmo Canyon because something happens with the buggy. The buggy that you get and that you see later on in the trailer breaks down just before going to before you continue your path. It breaks down, and then Red says we can go to Cosmo Canyon, and then we can make the repairs. You can ask someone to repair the buggy, and that's one of the reasons why you're on your way to Cosmo Canyon. Now this is during the open world. Where exactly is this? I'm not really sure, but I think it's during your way to possibly Junon, because I think one in this trailer, where is it? It's right here. So basically, this is it. This is possibly when you're on your way to Junon. So this must be after the Metro Cave, or after the Condor area. So basically, after finishing FF7, the DLC version, you see the characters that they are on their way to Calm. Calm is where the place that you go inside an inn, and then many things happen, such as you learn everything that happened about Cloud and Tifa, their childhood, and who Sephiroth is, and it's pretty much like a flashback, right? So yeah, this is pretty much as well the same thing about the area that you're in. This is probably after Costa del Sol, or when you're on your way to Cosmo Canyon. So more fight. This is the same thing when you're on your way to Juno, or probably Cosmo Canyon. So this is the thing that happens in Calm. This is the flashback that we see. So basically, in this moment, Sephiroth learns everything about himself during Nibelheim. In Nibelheim, there's many experiments going on, and he learns about Genovas and who he is and so on. That's why he's like right here and pissed with what they did to him. Because he's like, oh, I'm a Genova's son and so on. And that's why he's pissed, and that what is going on during the Calm incident or flashback when you're in the inn. After all the flashback, and then what happens is basically you're going your way, and that's where you reach Chocobo's farm, and Chocobo's farm, you can actually see it in this place. And thanks to Chocobo's farms, you learn how to breed and how to ride Chocobos. And with riding the Chocobo, you can actually pass a lake when you're on your way to Mithra Cave, because there's actually a bus that actually one-shots you during the ride on the Chocobo. So now the next scene, obviously you're talking with K Sith. So this is gonna be during the Golden Saucer. It's not going to be during Calm. So obviously after you progressing the main story. So basically you go to Calm, talk about the flashback, going to the farm. You learn about Chocobo's riding and the breeding. You tame a Chocobo. You pass the lake or fight the boss, but it's probably much more easier to pass the lake on the original. Go inside the Metro Cave, and in the Metro Cave, the Turks are going to interrupt your way. They're going to present their new member, that is Elena. She's right here. We see her on the first trailer that we saw on Summer Game Fest. And after you fight them and you exit the Metro Cave, that's where you see Condor. Condor, there's a type of minigame that you can actually do to protect Condor, but it's not really important at the beginning of the game. You can actually get some items if you want to. After doing the Condor minigame and doing what you have to do in Condor, you continue to progress during the main story, and that's where you go to Junon. And during Junon, you do everything. You go inside the ship and you go to Costa del Sol. Then Costa del Sol, you have to go to Coral Village, I think that's what it's called, to get like a vehicle to be able to pass the shallow type of water things that you cannot go without walking, right? You cannot walk on top of the water, so that's why you have to go to the Golden Saucer to get a vehicle. But so many stuff happens during the Golden Saucer, and that's when you meet Kate Sith. Now the next scene, obviously we see more about like K Sith, the way he's playing. You're able to, obviously he joins your party and so on, and that's where you get the buggy. The buggy is after being able, you're able to exit the prison, Coral Prison. That's kind of like your way out of the desert prison. Something happens during the Golden Saucer that you're thrown into a prison, and during the prison you learn so many things about Barrett and on why he has Marlene and who Marlene is as well, and why during the Coral Village everybody hates Barrett, and during this scene, the prison, you're gonna learn so much about Barrett. And obviously after doing everything about that you have to do in the prison, you get the buggy. You have to do a Chocobo race, win, and then after you win, you get the buggy, and then you can actually escape the prison, escape the place, and then able to get the buggy and then progress the main story. Now, as you can see, you have a black Chocobo, and later on you see a sky Chocobo or a blue Chocobo or green, whatever. I saw in the article it's called sky Chocobo, but in the original, when you learn about breeding, you can actually get 4 types of Chocobo. Well, one is the original one, the yellow one. After that, you can actually get the blue, the green, the black, and the golden. So there's 6 total of Chocobos, but in the game during the Chocobo race you can actually see more, but those 5 are the ones that you need to do many things, such as the yellow Chocobo riding, that's fine, going fast. The blue Chocobo is able to walk in shallow waters, the green pretty much as well, the black Chocobo is able to walk on mountains, and the golden Chocobo is able to do everything in this game. So but they only showed the black Chocobo and the blue, green, whatever it is. But on this one, it's called Sky Chocobo. So it's not blue Chocobo or green Chocobo whatsoever. It's called Sky Chocobo. So pretty much on this one, you're able to do, with the black one, you're able to climb mountains, and with the blue, you're able to fly this way. But I don't think you're able to fly like a lot. I think you need like a platform possibly. So during this area, this is where Costa del Sol is. The reason why I know is because the way the attire everyone is wearing. I mean the people that are right here, it's basically wearing like an attire to go to the beach. And in Costa del Sol, after the ship, the ship incident, you reach Costa del Sol, and you pretty much, there's nothing much to do in Costa del Sol except for talking, getting items, and then leave this area. But I guess on this one they added a wheeler, and maybe some mini games to do, and maybe some side quests. And this is pretty much the area that we see in here. That's why there's the ship. I think that's where it is. This is the ship that you go inside, and things went south during the ship moment. This scene has probably like the type of phantom dementors, whatever they call. You can actually see them in Nibelheim at one point later on into the story. You learn that they're like an after image of people that died during the Nibelheim incident. Something happens. It's gonna be explained during the flashback, but Nibelheim was supposed to be destroyed completely, but for whatever reason, it is built up once again because they're pretending that it never happened. And when you mention the incident, everyone that lives in the village pretends that it never happened. So yeah, so it is built up from A to Z. Everything is there like it never happened, but sadly the parents of certain characters such as Cloud and Tifa are still dead, sadly. So this is probably during that moment. This is gonna be the same thing during the Nibelheim incident. This is probably gonna be during the manor when you're visiting the manor. That's why Sephiroth appears, because Sephiroth hunts Cloud's memories, and yeah. So this is not during the flashback, but possibly when you're visiting Nibelheim and the mansion the first time that you're playing. So this is the giant snake that you actually fight at the beginning of the game after leaving the Chocobo's farm. So when you learn how to ride a Chocobo's farm, a Chocobo, this is the boss that you have to skip for now. If not, you're going to be dying because he's like a boss level 30, and when you leave Midgar, you're pretty much in your level 15, 20, or maybe he's even higher. But you'll leave Midgar in level 20, 25, but you're not strong enough to beat him. But yeah, but I think maybe on this one they changed it that you actually gonna be fighting him and killing him, possibly, but I'm not 100% sure, right? This is the boss that I said that we're gonna be fighting during the Junon area here. So when you go inside and you wanna try to not be seen by the Shinra soldiers, because you're supposed to get an elevator and then go up, but you're not able to because the Shinra soldiers are in front of the elevator door. There's a way to go around this and reach Junon without being seen by the soldier. And when you're trying to figure out on how, you meet like a little girl talking about her dolphin, that she has a dolphin, and the dolphin can help you to reach a platform so you're able to progress to Junon, right? But during the time that this boss that I called Leviathan when I was watching the state of play, he drowns the little lady, sadly, with an attack. So after you beat this boss, you have to help the little girl, and then after you help the little girl, you can actually progress to Junon, right? The dolphin is up, will help you, but that's one thing. I remember that getting the Shiva materia because after you save the little kid, the grandpa thanks you and gives you the Shiva materia. And but I think on the FF7 remake part 1, you were already having the Shiva, Ifrit, Behemoth, and the Mugo materia, and basically I don't think you're getting Shiva this way now, or possibly you are, but yeah. Anyways, here for some, it's different type of combinations attacks. I don't think there was none in the first one. But hold on. So you see Kasith, Aerith, Yuffie with Barrett and stuff, and obviously this is during the flashback. They have like a combination attack. There you go. This is the materia boss that you fight during the flashback. I don't remember his name completely, but he's materia something whatever. So yeah. So that was during the flashback with Sephiroth. Now after the scene we see Alexander. So we see Alexander during the completely VR type of world. That's how you unlock the other summons in the part 1. Possibly this is gonna be the way that you're gonna be unlocking Alexander. But I do remember that Alexander, you unlocked him when you're on your way to the crater to see where Sephiroth is, basically. And during the snowy place that you're in, you have to reach like a witch, and after you beat the witch you actually get Alexander. But since on the remake they changed many things on how you get the summons, basically Alexander is going to be obtainable, but not the way that we think is going to be obtainable during the VR game or VR world that you have to fight this boss. So because as you can see, you're in a fighting situation and no one is summoning the Alexander. So basically you have to fight Alexander. But there's a different thing that I noticed. Those type of bars, I don't know what they are, but this is probably going to be explaining it later or when you're going to be playing the game. Probably those are the stance or the cooldowns that you have to use to fight to do the combinations attacks, right? There's gonna be many more, but so far they show Yuffie with the Barrett, Kasith with Aerith, and obviously I haven't mentioned it, Kasith and Red 13 and Yuffie are gonna be joining the party, right? So yeah, so this is Alexander. See, this summon, I'm not really sure about him. I think I am. I think this is Kujata or Kuja, whatever it's called. It's like a pig type of summon. Usually when you get this summon, hold on, it's during the Sleeping Forest incident. That's when you reach Bone Village and then you want to pass through the Sleeping Forest, you have to gather an item and then you're able to get inside the Sleeping Forest and continue to progress the story, right? But during the Sleeping Forest, it's how you get the materia. So basically it looks the same. You know, it has the eyes. It has the eyes and stuff and the horns, and except that, you know, the eyes, the horns and so on. But he's a different color. On this one, he was brown, red, bluish, whatsoever. On this one, he has different colors. So that's how you get Kujata. But like I said, I don't think you're probably gonna be seeing Sleeping Forest in this part. They said that this game is going to be 100 hours, but is 100 hours enough to reach the Sleeping Forest? Possibly. But we'll wait and see. Now, obviously, the other summon is Odin. Odin is obtainable when you're trying to get Vincent into your party. Usually, I know what they said is that they are all the kind of side characters, such as Yuffie was a side character and Vincent is a side character. And this one in FF7 remake, they are important to the story, and they are supposed to join your party no matter what. So yeah, so when you want to get Odin, you have to fight a boss, get the key to unlock Vincent, and when you fight the boss, he drops Odin, or I think it's when you open the safe. That happens during the manor when you're visiting Nibelheim with the party. Right now, this is on your way to Golden Saucer, so I'm excited to see Golden Saucer. That's the arena battle square that some stuff happens, but yeah. So you're on your way, but now as you can see, Yuffie is there. I think you don't get Yuffie. I think you get Yuffie after the Mithril Cave. So basically, she's able to join your party and go to Golden Saucer with you. So as you can see, Andrea is back, right? He was in part 1. He was the one helping you getting a dress for Cloud. So he's back. So people are excited to see him dance, obviously because he's a popular character. And I think this is Yuffie in a dress or whatever it's called. And this is the master of Battle Arena. He's the one that helps you. That gives you an item to later on into the game, but he's the master or the boss of the Battle Arena. And I think he's the one that throws you in jail, I think. And that's why you go to Prison Corral. And as we can see, there's mini games. Chocobo Race. Chocobo Race is one of the easiest mini games that you can actually get when you get a certain Chocobo, the Golden Chocobo. As soon as you get the Golden Chocobo, everything gets easy. But on the, this is different. And as you can see, there's the different type of Chocobos. There's a gray or probably black, but on this one, it's you can see he's gray. An orange Chocobo or red. And there's like a light blue type of Chocobo right here or dark blue. I know in the original, like I said, you were able to get a green, dark blue, black, and golden. As for this one, you can see like a light blue, dark blue, gray, black, orange, and gray possibly like behind. But yeah. The other mini games that is gonna be available, it's the kind of like a boxing type of game. This is one that I enjoyed the most in during the original when you were visiting Golden Saucer, but it's going to be 100% way different to the original game, right? But as you can see, during the PlayStation 1 era when FF7 came out, they were kind of like this type of graphics, like blocks type of hands that they had. And that's basically what they did. You're fighting, you're playing with the type of graphic, and that's pretty cool actually that they're having that like little Easter egg of Cloud being squared and the NPCs were square as well during the FF7 original graphics, right? What else? So there's the motorcycle race thing. There's actually this is one of the ones that I wasn't fan of, but then there was another that I was a fan, but they haven't shown anything about it. It's the basketball shoot thing. And there's another submarine that I never enjoyed and never understood. And there's the Mughal village type of thing that they showed as well. But I mean that there is in the FF7 original. Those are the 3 mini games that they haven't shown anything about, but they're possibly going to be there. Now this scene is actually when after Zack arrives in Midgar. He's with sees this lady. You see her in the Yuffie DLC, and he says to her, "Can you look after my friend?" And I think this is when he goes to see Aerith at the end of the FF7 cinematic, right? And during the DLC, he goes like to the church, and that's why Cloud isn't around. He probably leaves Cloud with this lady, and that what is happening. So again, this is during the parade in Junon. This character, I don't know who it is. I was reading around about this character that he's possibly one of the characters during every crisis or first mission. I think it's during Sephiroth youth when he was young. But I don't know. I haven't played those. I think they're mobile games, and I'm not excited to play mobile games, right? And this place, I think this is during the Bugenhagen moment, because in this trailer, Bugenhagen is explaining about the planet and what is going on, why it is in danger, and explains about Meteor, and everything changes around. It's like a hologram and stuff, and he it is explaining about the weapons as well, and the weapons appear only when the planet is in danger. And if I remember correctly, there's 5 of them in the original FF7, but you can actually fight with 4 only. One of them is Sapphire weapon that gets killed by the June cannon. One of them is Diamond weapon. That's the boss that you have to fight like canonly for the to progress the main story. One of them is the ultimate weapon. One of them is Emerald and Ruby. The last 3 are optional. But if you want to get ultimate weapon, the strongest weapon for Cloud, you have to fight against ultimate. If you want to get, I think, a golden chocobo, or I think a materia, you have to fight against Ruby. If you want to get I think some other items, you have to fight against Emerald, right? I don't know, I don't remember what they gave you. I know during the port that they did for FF7 original on PS5 or PS4, there's trophies that you have to fight them to fight Ruby and Emerald. So yeah. So this is the explanations about the weapons, on why they exist and stuff. And now obviously this scene is during the manor when you see Vincent for the first time. During Crisis Core, when you play with Zack, you're actually seeing the coffin, but when you try to open it or whatsoever, Zack says, "Oh, he's sleeping, let's not bother him," and then that's pretty much it. Ends right there. But on this one, obviously Vincent is right there. You can actually see him, and after you talk with Vincent Valentine, he joins your party, right? You convince him to join your party, and then so on, and it happens. There's many good stories that comes with him. He's important, and on who he is and all of their story. I know a lot of people hate the Dirge of Cerberus, but I was actually a fan of it. For some reason, it got hate for nothing, and I did enjoy Dirge of Cerberus. It was fun. And one of the boss, even during the FF7 remake DLC with Yuffie, is actually there. It's the guy that pretty much you see at the end of after you fight the final boss in Yuffie's DLC. But yeah, so after that you see the scene fighting against Sephiroth and these guys. I don't know when exactly this happens. I think that this happens during the ship moment, and yeah. So, but as you can see, you have Cloud, Barret, obviously, Tifa, Aerith, and Red 13. So I think this is during the ship. There's something that happens during the ship, and it's gonna be this place. It's gonna be this thing, right? So that's one thing. Also, the thing that I was saying earlier, that I have like a picture that possibly is a stretch, and that I'm pulling this out of my ass. It's about this thing. When I was watching this reactor, she had her subtitles on, and Zack said, "Can you look after my friend?" But the way his name was written, it was completely different. The Zack that we know, his name is Zack, right? But during the reaction that I was seeing, that was looking into, his name is written this way, Zach. Whoops, hold on. It is a stretch, possibly. It is. I'm pulling this out of my ass, possibly. It's probably just a mistake, but I think this is the way. If that's what it is, I think it's their way of saying that it's not the Zack that we know. It's a different type of. It's a different Zack. from a different timeline, and that's why his name is written this way with ZACH instead of ZACK. Like I said, I may be looking too much into it. I'm pulling this out of my ass. It's a stretch whatsoever, but I think that's what it is, right? But anyways, so yeah. Obviously, I cannot wait. It's gonna be coming out in February 29. Yes, next year is going to be like a leap year. So every 4 years, there's a 29 days in the month of February, and obviously next year it's the 4th year. So that's why it's February 29th. Sadly, they haven't shown too much. Or they have shown a lot, but they haven't shown Sid. I do want to see Sid in this game because he's also one of the characters that I like to play with. I play with usually the 3 characters that I usually bring during the story is obviously Cloud, Vincent, Sid, or Vincent with the Red 13, or Sid Red, or Sid Vincent, or obviously it's going to be all those 4 characters I'm going to be using. But obviously in the FF7 remake, Tifa is broken as hell, and that's probably going to be the character that I'm going to be using most often, right? So this is the article that I pulled of Twitter when they announced the trailer. Obviously, this is pretty much everything about what I just said. Obviously, this panel is really amazing. Obviously, the 3 characters that everybody loves. But Zack being alive is different. As we can see later on, it says, wait. Oh, it doesn't show it here. But one of the articles explained the character and who they are. They said who Cloud is, Sephiroth, and so on. And at one point, it mentions Zack, and it says that he was able to cheat death. So basically, it is confirmed that he is alive, but on why and how, it's gonna be explained, I'm sure, during Rebirth. Now, obviously, there's so many things that you can actually read or do before you play Rebirth. As you can see, it says that you have to have a save file of FF7 remake on the PS4 version or PS5. You need for you to be able to get Leviathan. And if you want Ramu, you have to have a save file on the intermission. So you have to have a save file, and then you're able to get Ramu, right? I wanted to get the collector's edition, but I'm not the type of person that collects, figures and stuff. So I'm gonna pass. But when I saw the price, it was 100% a pass, right? But yeah. The statue figurine of Sephiroth standing on the pillar and fire is amazing. But like I said, I'm gonna have to pass. So yeah, that's all what I have to talk about FF7 Rebirth, the trailer. I know the trailer is only 3 minutes and 15 seconds, but that's been like an hour that I have been talking, and yeah. Like I said, this is gonna be a different type of video. I do hope it goes well. This video goes well, and that people enjoys it. Like I said, I don't do this type of videos, and some people are way better than me to do this type of videos because they have been doing it for many years. As for me, this is actually my first video that I do a breakdown of a trailer and a story and so on. Obviously, I talk completely about the original and the Rebirth trailer, so there's going to be spoilers from the original, and yeah. So obviously we're gonna learn more about the remake possibly during Tokyo Game Show. There's a Tokyo Game Show that's going to happen Friday, or I think starting tomorrow. And they're probably gonna be talking about FF7 once again, and they're probably gonna be show Vincent's face, possibly, because on this trailer they haven't shown his face, but probably during the Tokyo Game Show they're gonna be showing his face, possibly, and possibly Sid is going to be mentioned or talk, or probably they're gonna show him, right? But I'm still not so sure. Am I excited? Yes. Am I scared? Yes. Am I taking days off to play this game? Yes. But yeah. This is gonna be it for this video. And like I said, it's completely different for me. I do hope it goes well. And this video goes well. And like I said, I do still recommend to go watch other content creators that are better than me on breaking down and taking their shorter time to explain everything that happens in the trailer, or the breakdown of the cinematics, or they talk about the original and the remake, because they probably do remember more things that I do. But yeah, this is gonna be it. So I guess thank you for watching. Possibly in seeing you on the next video. I know I'm currently playing Sea of Stars, so you can actually come watch me on my Twitch. It's going to be on the description. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, that's completely fine. I know it's an hour long type of video for all the breakdowns, and it's weird, different. So yeah. Anyways, I'm out. Peace.